Welcome to Last Weekly
Trailer Talk.
It is about to get real, y'all. We'll be reviewing
On the Rocks. On the Rocks is an upcoming comedy drama film written and directed by Sofia Coppola. It stars Bill Murray, Rashida Jones, and Marlon Wayans. It's actually scheduled to be released in October 2020. Can you believe that? And it's by A24 and Apple TV Plus. And what I thought was really interesting about this is that this has a dual release strategy. So this is actually going to be in theaters in October, and it's also going to be available to Apple TV Plus subscribers also in October. So whatever you want to do, you want to watch it at home, watch it at home. You want to watch it in theaters and brave COVID then. So Kevin, what's the synopsis for this one?
Laura, Rashida Jones, thinks she's happily hitched, but when her husband, Dean, Marlon Wayans, starts logging late hours at the office with a new coworker, Laura begins to fear the worst. She turns to the one man she suspects may have insight. Her charming, impulsive father, Felix Bill Murray, who insists they investigate the situation. As the two begin prowling New York at night, careening from uptown parties to downtown hotspots, they discover at the heart of their journey lies their own relationship. All right, Tachi, what did you think of On the Rocks?
So it has this, it's very different from the other trailers that we watched. It has this almost, I don't know if you guys agree, but has this almost Neil Simon-ish feel to it. Do you all feel that?
Oh, it definitely has that thing where Manhattan is another character in it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of feeling like Woody Allen used to do.
Yeah, absolutely. But I guess it's because I love New York so much that, there's this thing about me. I love New York in the summer. That is like my place to be. Obviously not this year, but it is. But there's something magical about New York in films and New York as a character. And I think that comes through definitely in the trailer. I think this is it's an interesting story. I'm glad to see Bill Murray again. And he has that same kind of, Bill Murray has always been this kind of deadpan. Mm-hmm. His comedy has always been very deadpan. His acting has been like, but it hits the spot. It's right on the money, and he delivers with that.
It's the definition of devil may care.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Or won't care. But that's exactly him. And it is a nice juxtaposition against Rashida Jones's kind of, not craziness per se, but more, I don't know. It's not as like calm as Bill Murray is in this film. So it's a nice juxtaposition. The two kids are adorable. I think it's an interesting storyline. I think the thing that throws me off is Marlon Wayans. In the trailer, he doesn't seem to be a huge piece of it. And maybe that's because he is away at the office and we'll see him periodically. But I don't know who I would have picked to be her mate, but I don't think I would have picked Marlon Wayans. So
I agree with you. I would not. I feel like he is, from the trailer, he does not look like he's correctly cast. I would not have chosen him either. But I think that we're not going to see him as much as the main characters are the father-daughter dynamic as they investigate Marlon Wayans. So hopefully we'll just be seeing him from afar through palm leaves when they're hiding behind some kind of potted plant, looking at him to see if he's cheating. We won't see him that much, hopefully.
Exactly. I would have gone for, what's his name? He was
the brother Wayans, the other
Wayans. Sean Wayans.
Is it? What? Yeah.
I don't think I would have gone for Sean Wayans either, because I guess it's the comedic thing that gets me. And not that you can't be a good, and this is a comedy, but not that you can't I wouldn't have gone for any of the Wayans in this. They're all great, but I wouldn't have gone for any of them. I would have gone for Michael Ealy.
Okay, both of us are like, who is that?
I know who Michael Ealy is. No, but honestly, I feel like any black actor, late 30s, early 40s would have been a better choice than any of the Wayans. So, yeah,
exactly. Michael Ealy has been in a bunch of films. I'm trying to think of the film that he was in with Taraji Henson. It was an ensemble black film, How to Catch a Man in 90, whatever the hell the name of the film was. But he was in that. something Steve Harvey had no business writing about. But anyway, something to that effect. But he's been a regular. He was regular on Being Mary Jane and a bunch of things. So I think him. But like you said, that anybody would have been better than that. No disrespect to you, Marlon Wayans. No disrespect. But...
a little disrespect, yeah. But okay. Just a little.
Okay. So that's my thought.
Okay. That's a weird. So for me, I totally with you. Like, being a New Yorker, I just really felt that opening scene, that first shot, that establishing shot of that long Manhattan street. It looked like a hill. I really related to that. It really put me in the mood, and I know exactly where they were going with this movie. I also find that it's interesting that there's actually some chemistry between Bill Murray and Rashida Jones. Yeah, there's definitely chemistry there, and I agree with you. I agree with you, Tachi. It's that his delivery is so like subtle, and she's not subtle. Like it's a really fun like dad and daughter relationship there. And I'm going to say this trailer was such a breath of fresh air, honestly. If all the trailers that we're talking about today and all the movies that I've seen recently, there's such epics. It's always the world is at stake. There's explosions, there's aliens, there's androids. This is just like a nice little film. And I really feel like we don't get those anymore. Like there's no more small little movies anymore. And this just felt so personal. Like I can see that Sofia Coppola really, she wrote and directed this. You can just see that she really just cradled this between her arms, and this is her baby. I really like this little film. And something else that it hit me automatically, the fact that when I saw Wayans, any Wayans, but specifically Marlon, I just don't feel like he has a cheating face. Like I needed somebody who like that chestnut dude who's like, yeah, he could be cheating. But no, he doesn't have that face for me. In the trailer, it seemed kind of odd when they threw him in there. I agree. But all in all, this just looks like a nice little film, and I feel like we need more of these, like to break up all these big epic comic book movies. I was so shocked at the end of the trailer though that had an R rating, because it seems like something you could watch with a family, but it has an R rating. I don't know why it has an R rating. That kind of threw me off a little. But all in all, I would definitely watch this. I wouldn't say I go to the theaters to watch this, but if I don't have Apple TV Plus, if somebody wants to give it to me.
Oh my God.
See, there within again lies my problem. I'd watch it, but I have no Apple TV Plus.
Oh my God. It turns out that Tachi and Tone were separated at birth.
So it's not going to be on Netflix. It's not going to be HBO. It's only going to be on Apple TV Plus. So unless I get a new iPhone, I'm not sure. Kevin.
Okay. Let's see. I agree. Oh my God. The chemistry between Bill Murray and Rashida Jones was so on point. I hope this movie is a huge, shocking success, because I need a series of capers with them together. I would love for them to be investigating murders and stuff. I love the idea of them taking off into the night together to investigate her husband. And then in the process of that, there's the murder. And oh my God, that would be everything to me if they ended up basically being like a father-daughter Nancy Drew and Ned Drew, basically solving crimes. Anyway, I love them together. I love Rashida Jones, period. I would watch Rashida Jones in a house. I'd watch her with a mouse. I'd watch her on a boat. I'd watch her with a goat. Anyway, she's everything to me. And the Bill Murray, the fact that their energies are so different are so great. And to give you an idea, for those of you listening, of the kind of energy that Bill Murray's putting out there, he's having like a meal with his daughter, and she's voicing her concerns about her husband possibly straying, but she's saying that can't be. And Bill Murray said it's nature. Males are forced to fight, dominate, and impregnate all females. And then Rashida Jones says, maybe her husband just isn't interested in her anymore. And her father replies, impossible. Women are at their most beautiful between the ages of 35 and 39. And she goes, oh, great. So I have a few more months left. I just love the dynamic between them. Looked so great. There was another great scene in the trailer where he says, he tells his daughter that he doesn't deserve you, and he's incredible. And she's kind of lamenting, like, well, maybe he's just bored of me. And he says, you know what? I don't understand why women get plastic surgery. And she says, because of men like you. And so then he goes, I prefer the original factory model. And then she goes, and then she says, yeah, you love every make and model. That's the problem. And so I love the banter. I love witty banter, and they had it in spades. I love the chemistry. Unlike my two co-hosts, I actually have Apple TV Plus. I literally just signed up for it because I bought a new iPad around Christmas time, and I marked it in my calendar to when was the last possible day I could sign up for my free year, because of COVID, they weren't making new content for months. I'm like, I'm not going to waste a bunch of membership on watching the same thing over and over again. So let me space it out as long as I possibly could. So if you don't have access to having a free membership for like a week, I think they do give 7 days free trial. I think once this comes out in October, if you haven't taken advantage of that, I say get the free membership trial. Or if you buy a new iPhone or whatever, any kind of new Apple device, you will have access to Apple TV. Or you can do something crazy and actually pay for it, like some people apparently do.
Oh my God.
Nobody on this show, apparently. But for those of you out there willing to do it, I am on board. I want more of this. I agree with you, Tone, about Sofia Coppola. Her hands are all over this. It feels intimate. You know what it feels like? A movie for grown-ups. It's rated R.
Yes.
It's just like, you know what? Believe me, nobody loves explosions and androids more than me. I love that. I'm down with it and here for it all the time. But I also like seeing a movie about people, not about the world about to explode, just about a father and daughter healing their relationship while looking into Marlon Wayans cheating on, possibly cheating. And hopefully it'll be revealed that he is cheating so she can divorce him. And in the next movie, we can meet the new guy that she's dating.
I love the way your mind thinks, Kevin. This is the thing so important about Sofia Coppola. She's an amazing director and producer. And the thing to look at with this is I love simplicity of story. And I always have, like you, Kevin. I am a huge action adventure person, sci-fi person. I love it all. But those are all big budget things. And if you had to say, all right, look at where we are now. We can't do these things anymore because production, we can't. We have to turn these things into stage plays. You could never do that with these big blockbuster things. But this could easily be a stage play. You could still get the message across with 2 locations, very few actors, right? This really could be simply 3 actors, and that would be it, right? And then just the main 2, basically. So it's really something that when you create something, that it can be translated to different formats. Again, I'm a theater nut. I love theater. This could be a stage play, but you can't do that with the other stuff, much as I love it. So I think, let me make a prediction, that this is the future of what we're going to see more of, because it takes less people for production. It's less money to produce unless you want to make it crazy expensive, but it doesn't have to be. Less locations, that means less time and less money. So that's my thought.
Well, you know what? I don't care if you're saving money or not saving money, as long as it's something that I actually want to see. You got to give me characters that I can actually care about. And this trailer, I'm already invested in the relationship between Bill Murray and Rashida Jones. Clearly, there is some kind of tension. I believe that clearly Bill Murray cheated on her mother and they were estranged or something. And so seeing him try to get back into his daughter's life and doing that in the course of looking to see if her husband is stepping out, that is a really good premise, and I'm emotionally connected. So I can deal with intimate, I can deal with small scale kinds of things as far as in, like big sets and explosions. Make it intimate, but you got to make people, you got to be engaging, you got to make characters that people actually will care about and be invested in. And as you can tell, I'm already invested. So yeah, take my wallet. I'm ready to go.
Not to belabor the point, but I just want to say really quickly that I think that's a true test of great writing and great producing. The fact that you could take something so small and make people invested in it. So you proved the point.
Alright, now you can get social with me and the rest of the Last Weekly crew in an instant on Instagram and Twitter. Follow us at Last Weekly. And subscribe to Last Weekly on your favorite podcast app to hear our recap of the week in news, pop culture, and entertainment. Plus TV and movie trailer reviews during Trailer Talk. I'm Kevin Williams. Thanks for listening.